Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
You know, I'm really hoping that we tweak the look from Maine, that my hair looks better tomorrow, and maybe I get a backdrop sometime in the next 5 days where I can, this look is just not. I look at the videos, and, you guys look fantastic as always because you're at the Nerve Center. Me, on the other hand, with the...
It looks like you, and in fairness to you, this is not your fault, but it looks like you're embedded or in some sort of witness protection program.
That's exactly,
Yes.
I wouldn't say it's that bad. I think it looks like he's posing for a driver's license picture. I said, you have to look at the camera, sir, and don't smile.
But a fake ID.
Yeah, laminated.
Yes.
I'd like to tell everybody that I'm doing well.
Hold up today's newspaper.
I'm being treated. That, that's not even funny. That freaks
I think
me
he's
out.
sending us a
That
message
freaks
with
me
his
out.
blinks.
Now, this is the video somebody gives their loved ones when they say, they paid me to come to Maine. They paid me to come to Maine.
He's sending a message.
In Morse code?
He says S.
Hey, let me see.
Oh, S.
No, wait, hold on. See, shut up, Rob. Let me see if I can do it.
You know Morse code? He does?
Yeah, I just sent you SOS.
SOS.
Oh.
You're not supposed to do that like on any broadcast.
Yeah, that's what they say when you're a kid.
It's
And
the
you can't,
internet.
Yeah, you're on a walkie-talkie.
You're also not allowed to make a pop record with a siren in it. People
Here
pull
you
their car over.
Listen to this.
You could save us if we were ever in like an...
Wait, Mike, I think it's ... dash ..
No, it's ...
You double check because I don't want to. If
How
you're
do
in
you
danger,
both
we need to know
Morse code?
We're a little older
I
than
don't
you.
know what it is. Don't look it up. I don't want to be. I don't. You know what I'm not in the mood for at 60
Morse
today is you
code.
to come back and go, it is ... dash because you wouldn't be looking it up. You wouldn't be looking it up if you didn't know it was true. So yeah, I'll yield to you. Okay?
All right. Well, I just
so we
wanna
don't have
make
to
sure
go
we
through
know.
the exercise of you being correct. I'm not in the mood on a Tuesday for that after I got critiqued on my hair.
There was no critique. We're trying to help.
Yeah, I know. My hair is, you know what? Between the sheet that I broadcast in front of with Angie yesterday, I was very, very aware of the appearance of Maine up there.
Yeah.
I should have bitten the bullet, taken the backdrop that is shredded, because that company we use, can I say something about them
I know
now?
we should
Is that
probably
okay?
not worth any litigious options.
Jesus.
It may arise.
My shredded backdrop case that I had. Let's have raw aluminum rubbing up against canvas. That'll be okay. So here's $700. Thank you. Thanks so much for thinking about that. Don't put it in a case that'll last.
No.
Don't put it in a travel case where it'll travel.
Something
Put it in a travel
plastic.
case that as soon as it takes one flight, it's shredded. I'm really going inside here. I'm sorry.
It's
but,
fine,
yeah.
Mike. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it's fine.
All right. I don't want to do the mailbag right out of the gate
Okay.
today. I want to tell a story. Oscar called yesterday afternoon. We were taking care of some business, and Oscar called right after this had happened. It's very frustrating, and this is a bit heavy, when you have to say to a little kid who walks into your room in the morning and says, "Daddy, why do people steal?" And he's very serious about it. Yesterday, wanted to take a little boat ride with my 5-year-old boy and went down to the dock and got into the boat. And it's an inflatable. It's a used, ratty inflatable with a couple of little aluminum oars.
Yeah.
And that's what I row out to the Mary O that I own with my sister. And we launched it 2 days ago, and it's the thing we do up here. It's our fun. And he said, and Michael this year is really into the boat, wants to go
Good.
on the boat. So I get on the boat, and I look, and there's an oar gone. Now, these oars are so small that they screw.
small are
It's
they?
so small. They screw into the thing. They screw on a little knob, and they're attached to this inflatable.
So they don't even have like an oar lock. It's actually attached
No, it's
to the
not.
boat.
It's a raft.
Okay,
really.
all right.
It's a raft, and I bought it used. It's not cheap, but I bought it used, and it's kind of banged up. And suddenly I went, "Oh my God, it's been taken!" And down there where these boats are tied up, over the years, there's been a theme of occasionally things taken, and then I got into the boat, which is, by the way, get an aerial photograph of that. Get a shot of me getting in and out of that dinghy on a dock. I mean, it's a process.
It was impossible for you 1 year ago today.
It was,
and so you're doing it now. So that's good.
I did it.
You are doing it,
and that was a good thing. And so I get out because I said, well, you can't row out to a boat with one oar. And I noticed that the boat has been improperly tied up. When it was tied up, as a matter of fact, Zach, my buddy up here, the lobsterman, he had tied it up, and I let him do it. And I was watching the way he does it. You always compare notes about how something, and it was just loosely flapped around. So obviously the boat had been tampered with, the little dinghy had been tampered with, and it had been stolen. And I've had other stuff stolen, and it just sucks. It just sucks.
It's hard because your boating environment up there, and we've been on your boat, we've been there, and it's beautiful, but it requires a certain amount of trust. You can't lock it up like you do a car.
Well, I could have unscrewed them and taken them with me, which I probably should have done.
Still,
and there were a couple other inflatable things that had attached little aluminum oars. They're cheap little, relative. Look, the bottom line is somebody effed with it, and it was on the heels of an online theft that I'd endured maybe 3 or 4 days earlier.
Right.
Which just has me in a mode where, and my little man walks in this morning and said, "Why do people steal?" Isn't that amazing? The innocence of a 5-year-old where he says that.
What do you do? I mean, do you just throw on Ozark and say these are the various ways people can steal?
You know what? I just said there are some people that are bad people. That's what I said. Some people are just bad people, and that's why. But you really become aware of it when you have a little one, and you're looking in his eyes, and you're saying that, and and Carla laughed at me because I said I was going to drive down there at night when it was dark. And she said, "What are you, a private investigator?" Ha, ha, ha. I said, this hurts me too. This hurts me too after I got screwed with online.
It's so nice that she'd support you.
What is the deal? I mean, I understand that going back to the cavemen, that people have taken other people's stuff.
Right.
But when did it become, especially online, just absolute daily, routinely...
You're fighting off and fending off.
It's just, I like the day. I pine for the days of Al Capone where, you had to have a machine gun and blast your way out of a bank.
Well, the answer's in the question,
to what it is
Mike.
Now,
gotten easier, and that's why it's more common.
It's gotten easier. That's right. And but it's not. But the same old thing, where people disrespecting other people's property. And I guess the long and short of it, after many rants on this program, I'm going to buy I'm buying an arsenal.
Good for you.
I'm calling Chad Dukes today, and I said, Chad, send me the gun safe. I'm arming myself. No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that. But it was just it's just when you get a 1-2 punch of that,
right?
The local vandals, it's kids. I couldn't think of it as anything other than kids. But the, one oar, what did they do with one oar? I have no idea. Or maybe it fell off and they just said, F it. I don't know, but it's missing. But then the large scale organized crime targeting money.
Yes.
That's frustrating.
Let me ask
as well.
Let me ask you this.
It's gotten me in a bit of a funk about my fellow man.
Of course.
That's the way
and explain to your son that there are bad people and there are selfish people and there are people that justify their crimes as being quote unquote victimless. Because they feel like either a bank or a financial institution is going to cover that cost because that's what they're insured for. That doesn't mean it's victimless. And I guess to get to your earlier point where you want to find out who took your oar, I would say that you go to the most obvious answer, and I guess assumption, is that there's probably someone in town with one arm.
It's true.
Yes, sir. It's the one-armed bandit, just like a slot machine.
Or, plan B, go. You have that beautiful view from your family's house of the bay. Go and see if you can find a craft that's just going in circles.
All right. Appreciate it. I understand it means nothing to you two, but it means everything to me. Okay, not everything.
We're just trying to make you laugh.
That's all.
But then I try to order a new one, and because
you gotta buy them in pairs.
No, you don't have to buy them in pairs.
Oh, good.
Okay, good.
Because there's a hole in it, and you can just flip it over. So one. It's basically one oar fits all.
I like that. I like that.
Ambidextrous.
How much does an oar run these days for?
I'm not even going to tell you because it's expensive. It pissed me off. With it's about about $49.
What?
Oof. Yeah.
For something you can whittle out of wood?
Well, not to go on the little screw thing that I'm not happy about this.
Proprietary.
No, you shouldn't be.
No, I'm not happy about this at all. But it just between the 1-2 punch of the online issue that you know about, and then this thing, I just my faith in humanity,
it's tough.
Is
we got to build it back up.
It just and then you look at the innocence of a child and you say that, and I'm just I'm not having a pity party for myself.
No.
I'm just I'm trying to say here's the state. You wonder why your boy pops in here in a state of pissed offness occasionally. Well, there's your answer. Okay, there's your answer. As and meanwhile, the great unwashed, the great cattle run up here in the places I live with the 80-year-olds just give me a sandwich and then get in. I have to shit now. You know what I mean? That's it.
All right.
Meanwhile, lambs to the slaughter, really. And by the way, and when theft takes place with these people, it's just eyebrows up at the hairline. I don't know. And then they came in and they did this because they're bad people. It's just it wears my ass out. I want to pack a sidearm. I want to be like Wild Wild West. I want to look like Kurt Russell in Tombstone.
Yeah.
And
shoot the orca.
I just like to walk down to the end of the dock, like see somebody doing that and go, skin it. Go ahead, skin it. Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
When you're talking to your son, and you mentioned that sometimes they're just bad people.
Yeah.
Did you bring up even in a very round term for kids of karma? It's you can't be that way. Because we
used it as a teaching moment, Rob. If that's your question, we used it as a teaching moment to, we said, now listen, always steal from them before they can steal from you.
Good for you, Mike.
That's what I said to him. I said, make sure you steal from them before they can steal from you. Hit them first before if you're thinking there's even a possibility they're going to punch you, punch them first. As hard as you can, right in the temple.
What do they do in that show? We like is the Animal Kingdom.
The one that I sort of backed off and
you backed out of that guy.
Well, I have to cop to being a bit prudish. I was not a fan of the man-on-man sex scenes. Not because I'm a homophobe.
No.
Right.
I believe in gay marriage and gay rights, and I support them with my pocketbook and my politics and everything else.
It can get graphic on both sides.
But it gets a little graphic. But because perhaps I am by birth a heterosexual, I probably can tolerate both the Ann Lister Gentleman Jack love scenes and the Animal Kingdom nudity on the ladies. What I have trouble is the boy that's in that Animal Kingdom scene. Well, not just it's this particular guy. I'm just not attracted to him. And I'm not attracted to him, and he's the surfer that's the love interest of one of the brothers.
Yeah, one of the brothers.
And I don't like him. He looks like a lizard. I don't like him, and he scares me. And so when he's up, does he
have the look of a guy that might steal an oar?
No, he's about to double cross the Cody's. Though.
Yeah, well, you tried to smuggle coke in his surfboard. Of course, you'd steal an oar.
Yeah.
But when he's up at the sink, and that's when I drew he gets up with his butt cheeks at the sink, and the brother gets up. The brother gets up, and that's when I was literally I had a real old man moment because Carl and I are watching it. I'm like, oh, and so I'm watching this, and I go, okay.
That's four cheeks.
I'm telling the truth. There's not a lot of people.
Too many.
There are not a lot of people that are telling this story.
Right.
I'm being honest about my sexuality and what and so my reaction was like, all right, okay. And they didn't go much further with it, but it was just like, how do I put this delicately, because we still try to keep this relatively radio friendly. There was a aircraft carrier at sea, and the jet was coming into the aircraft, and that's when I went, all right, okay.
Yeah, you say, I have my fill of military movies.
Shannon at that point is always like, oh man, they've got great quads, and I'm like,
they're incredible bodies. These men are phenomenally fit, and except for the guy with the greasy long hair, the tall guy, he's a little schlubby. I mean, for in the area of Hollywood fitness,
he's the brother that's 4 abs and not 6.
He's got 4 abs, not 6. That's how 5. I would describe. And Ellen Barkin at her advanced age is fabulous looking.
Well, but no, she's going through some health issues. Her character is on the show.
Yeah, very much so. Oh, that's right.
I wanted to mention
I got about 3 to catch up. I might watch it tonight.
Yeah, no spoiler alerts. You'll see that. I don't even know what's. You're just getting into like what is happening in the season.
I see.
Right. Exactly.
And there is something that they did in one of these episodes where they wanted to clear all the fingerprints, and I just keep thinking about Mike and someone stealing his boat.
Yeah.
Like if we had the knowledge, sometimes we're so neurotic that, like, I would fingerprint something like that if I knew how to do it.
Another thing about this type of world up here, okay, where summer folk waltz in, right? They're all concerned about everything, right? Every little detail. You know what they're not concerned about? People jacking crap down at the dock. You put a camera, costs you $250.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You put a wireless camera down there, battery operated, or even wire it into
Mike,
and
you could just do we could do Ring. Like you have the infrared Ring.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Put a floodlight camera up there.
Yeah.
And just run a longer cord down there and attach it to something.
And get on that speaker and say, put that oar down.
You know what? God, no, I'm not. Nope.
Get involved, Mike.
No, I'm not going to get no.
Yeah, neighborhood watch.
That was real. That was real. They want to say no. That was. I'm not going to do it this year. I'm not. Because if I do that, it'll be a 6-day conversation. It'll be going through. You got to talk to so and so. Got to no. F them. They know that. It's logical. What I'll do is what I always do, like everybody. I'll just flap my gums at a cocktail party and just go, you know what you really need? And they'll go, that's a good idea. We're not going to do it. You know, if people were telling the truth, I would say, you know what you really need, but I know nobody's going to do anything about it. That's a great idea. But, you know, you always have a lot of great ideas because you like to flap your gums, but you're really meaningless.
Well, before you do anything, just to be sure, have you checked Kathy's house?
No, I have not. No. By the way, because I didn't want to go over there and tell the big sister right away that was that you know, it's like Kathy, and you know what she'd do? All right, so you get another one. That's exactly how she'd do it. That's what she'd say. That's what she'd say.
Can we get an instant replay of that? Can I play you in the situation?
Yeah, go ahead. What did she say?
Hey, Kathy, I just wanted to tell you, I went down to the dock the other day, and one of the oars got stolen off the dinghy.
You know, get another one.
And scene.
Another one.
It's so true.
That's it. Yeah. But anyway, everything's fine.
Everything's
fine.
What's
up here in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Right.
Well, you also have.
And you know, to the people that did it, more power to you. Go ahead, steal the whole damn thing. Steal every boat in the harbor. I don't know.
Is it possible? And
go
this
down
is
there
just,
tomorrow, and all the boats are gone.
This is just a random. Are there any kids in Kathy's family that are there visiting at the moment?
No, not currently.
Okay,
and the kids that were visiting were all little bitties.
Okay, so because
they wouldn't be at a dock.
I could see, and maybe this logic is flawed. That Kathy got off. She's like, I don't want anybody to steal this whole thing. I'm gonna take an oar to kind of push them away from all of this. Just like to have one less oar, so you don't have everything in the dinghy. No.
Look, anything could happen. It could have been. It was a little stormy. It could have popped off. I don't know. But what the combination of the way it was tied up to the dock, and the oar, that was my.
It was a joyride.
Inspector Gadget.
Joyride,
exactly. Yeah. Speaking of television, I want to mention this. I want to give a big shout out to Stephen Douglas McIntyre for his recommendation of. Let me write it down. I wrote it down.
SDF.
Scott and Bailey on Amazon. Great show. Got that lady that I like, Saran Jones.
Another show for her.
Scott.
Yeah.
And what is this show?
Anything from her people yet? Anything from? Have you reached out?
Yes, I have, and they're in Great Britain. I haven't heard from them yet. But what is this show about?
It is a detective show, almost like a British version of Law and Order.
So it's set in present day.
It's absolutely spectacular.
Oh, cool.
Everything she does is good, and it's the same lady, by the way, that wrote Gentleman Jack. So this is their first collaboration, I believe, and it's Scott and Bailey. Stephen Douglas McIntyre gave me the recommendation. It's fantastic.
So is
I'm on my 4th episode. It's awesome.
Is it like what they call a procedural, where they go through and solve a mystery in every episode?
But different, but a lot more personal life going on with all
arcs,
this.
Story arcs.
It's really good stuff.
These ladies right here, Scott and
Okay.
Bailey?
Yeah.
Are they
and
lesbians?
their relationship, the blonde lady, the older lady, that's the blonde lady,
They dating?
is so no, they're not dating. They both have their relationship, but she is such a. You really think I've known female cops? I've dated female cops.
Yes,
and I will tell you, they've got that cop vibe.
Set in the UK.
Set in the UK.
Oh,
and
like
very
that.
British, very British. Lots of British lingo that I
They
that I
say
pick up
flat
on.
instead of apartment. They say
Well,
lift
let's just put
instead
it
of
this
elevator.
way. It's why I put subtitles up. Because it's hard to
one of
really
those.
get it all.
Yeah.
We'll go with that one. We won't go with the fact that I just turned 60 and I put subtitles on because I can't hear a goddamn thing. Start the show. Start the show.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
You take it to him.
Oh, wait. You take it to him.
No, you.
No. You take it. I'm gonna let go.
I'm gonna let
I'm
go.
letting go of the beer. You taking it?
No.
I'm letting go.
I'm letting go.
Okay, let go.
Okay, fine.
Dad, Bob broke your beer. No, I didn't. Doug broke it.
It was you.
Clean up the mess, boys.
I want you hostess to get me a fresh case of beer first thing in the morning.
We're gonna need some money.
Use the money I gave you today, you idiot!
Way to go. You gave away the money.
Like I did something constructive.
Yeah, what's gonna happen if this plan don't work, eh?
The old man will boot us out of the house. We'll have no place to sleep.
Yeah, I could live in this van, eh? I don't need no
Take
place.
off. You need money to live or you'll starve.
Well, this plan sucks. I ain't going in.
You are too. I'll tell the old man you gave away his beer money.
Okay. You boss me around.
Well, Elsinore. 24.
Oh, yeah, sorry. 24 Elsinore beers.
24. Yeah.
24 Elsinore, 1470.
I believe there'll be no charge on this too for a beer, thank you.
Excuse me?
Okay. We found this mouse in a bottle of Elsinore beer that we bought at your beer store, eh? And we heard, like, when that happens, that you get your beer free.
It's in the Canadian Criminal Code, eh?
Yeah.
Like there's legal precedent setting cases in law.
So, like, give us our free beer.
You want free beer? Go to the brewery. Now get out of here before I put the two of you in a bottle.
You sure you don't want to think this over?
I'm sure.
Okay.
We're going.
Yeah, see ya.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
Edgar Winter Free Ride. Live from the Podcast Village studios in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the Mike O'Mara Show is on now. TMOS to our friends, with a family of listeners, unrivaled in their support. We are heard from Ruckersville, Virginia, to Lyman, New Hampshire, from the Clarion Call of Pennsylvania, to Atascadero, California, from Maitland, Florida, to Reardon, Washington, and then I have another Washington. See, you mind tweaking that for me every week so
I'll take
do
care
them
of
in
that.
the right order?
Sure.
From Medical Lake, Washington. That's two Washingtons in a row. I was rushed yesterday. Angie was coming in.
Yes.
To Buenos Aires, Argentina. Buenos Aires, Argentina. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now. We're delighted to be with you. This portion of our program brought to you by Legacy Box. Isn't it time to digitize your lifetime of memories? I got plenty of them up here. You can do it. I've done it. We've all done it on the show. You need Legacy Box. You just send in your Legacy Box. You fill it with old home movies and pictures, and they will do the rest. They digitize your moments onto a thumb drive, the cloud, or DVDs. It's magical. It's wonderful stuff. I love my Legacy Box. I know, Rob, you've done a couple of them.
It was the star of Julia's graduation party.
Cool.
Because we co-partied, we co-hosted with the Chubbicks, and they've been together since second grade. So we had home video of Julia and Jillian like in second and third grade, and it was fantastic. And just pop it up on the computer. It was so cool.
I have something I'm going to say, and I'll wait till after this commercial to see it. You get your originals and new digital files back in a few weeks, and they keep you updated every step of the process. We all used Legacy Box, and the results were amazing. Legacy Box, the world's largest, most trusted digitizer of home movies and photos. Over 450,000 families have trusted Legacy Box. They have over a decade of experience, and all the work is done by hand right here in the U.S. of A. There's never been a better time to digitally preserve your memories. Visit legacybox.com today to get started. For a limited time, our listeners can get a huge exclusive discount. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS to get 40% off your first order. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS and save 40% today. Get started preserving your past, and thank you, Legacy Box. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. We're going to open the mailbag in a second here, and I disciplined myself and didn't say it during the commercial.
Yes,
but I will tell you that I would certainly like to see Mrs. Chubbuck's Legacy Box.
Oh yeah,
I
of
would
course.
like to. There you go.
I know
That's
you would.
all there is to that.
Done deal.
And you've been with them from the very beginning, haven't you?
They were one of the first
Chubbicks.
couples that we friended when we moved out to Leesburg. They're very, very great family. Yeah,
Very, very exciting and
connected.
I guess,
If you want to advance in the Leesburg community, buddy up with the Chubbicks. That's what I've always said.
buddy up with the
The
Chubbicks. They're the Leesburg kind of folk. When you're going to the schoolhouse, you'll find they are woke. The Chubbicks family's always there. She's got looks and great, great hair. The Chubbicks are the Leesburg folk. All right, anyway.
It's very nice.
All right, shall we open the mailbag and do that now? Just get that out of the way for Christ's sake. Or somebody steals another oar up here. Now tighter and brighter for your listening pleasure. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Good morning, Mike, Rob, Oscar, Pony, Maddie, and any interns on campus today. Do we have any interns on campus today?
Daniela and a new Podcast Village intern named Rebecca.
Yes.
Rebecca, very nice. Would you kindly relay a birthday greeting to my exceptional husband, Chris Clark?
Hey, Chris.
Of Stormstown, Pennsylvania. Chris Clark, I wonder if you happen to be down going to the beach sometime. You'd probably be leaving from D.C., but you'd be driving through Annapolis, and, be very interesting if you could just pull off to the right and stop by the Whitehall Inn. Chris Clark could enjoy some of Whitehall's famous fruit fritters. Chris has the perfect birthday, June 25th, which is today. This means he gets presents exactly every 6 months. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I just realized that. What's it like getting presents on a birthday?
Hey.
I'm sorry. In fact, he's been known to roll over on Christmas morning and say to me, Rob sent me some very nice glassware yesterday.
Oh, that's
wonderful,
very nice.
lovely. Thank you, Rob. That was
Are they
that was
cool?
they're very
so
cool.
in
They're
love with them,
green
the picture.
Jameson's glasses, and
Well, they're
the next
made-
time I
they're
have Irish whiskey, I'm popping them on into that.
They're actually made out of Jameson's bottles.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's why they're green.
Yes, that's the base of Jameson, so you can look. It's got the engraving on it from the bottle.
No, that's very cool. I didn't even. I did not know.
Can't do that with Crown because of it's a screwed up shaped bottle. Stupid Crown.
Very cool. He's been known to roll over on Christmas morning and say to me, 6 months until my birthday. Many thanks, and DGH Beth Clark. Lovely letter.
I saw
and
a DJ
happy
post today
birthday.
that today is Leon Day. And they said not
Leon?
for anyone named Leon, it's because it's Noel spelled backwards. And it's because it's
Oh.
6 months away from Christmas.
That's it. You like that, right?
It made me think of the fact that my father, at one point, there was a family in McLean that had huge light up letters that said Noel. And he would sneak out at night and rearrange them so when they woke up, their yard said Leon.
That makes me think of back down at East Beach when we were going on our beach trip and they had a drive-in movie showing the movie Tentacles. And some kids had gotten up with a letter and changed it to testicles. Not the perfect spelling of testicles, but it still looked at
Enough.
you could still see it.
Enough to make it work.
And absolutely hysterical. Hi, guys. Long time, first time, yada, yada. I have a quick Don and Mike soundbite question. Didn't they used to play a clip of G. Gordon Liddy talking up an ABBA record? I know, really flippin' random question. I just searched for the clip on the internet. No luck, and I'm now questioning my memory because I can't find it. Thanks in advance for your insight. Patrick Kenefick.
He never talked up, and remember, he referred to them as Group ABBA. He
Right.
loved ABBA, but he never talked up an ABBA record. But just, Mike, to satisfy your Liddy Jones.
You got a little room sound behind you, just out of curiosity. I just thought I'd pass that along.
Okay,
You're,
I will check my gate, but I want to
Okay.
play this to remind you of the golden days, Mike.
Roaring by the entire field was Mercedes-Benz, which took first place with BMW. That's pronounced in English BMW. If you want to call a Mercedes a Mercedes, why then you would call it a BMW. But it's actually BMW in German.
Great show, wasn't it?
Man, yeah, that energy. That energy. Just
Oh, dear.
Remember, Mike, he wasn't just an historical footnote.
G. Gordon Liddy.
He was also a Nazi. So there's that.
Is he still on the air doing anything? I have
Who
no
cares?
idea. Is he, okay, thank you. That's G. Gordon Liddy, former DJ. Hi, Mike, Rob, Oscar, and Pony. Alice McNeese turned 4 years old on June 14th. She has loved you guys. It says, the sentence says she has loves you guys. I would assume
That's a typo.
she has loved you guys.
No, she loves you guys. I don't know how
She
that
loves
has
you
got in
guys.
there, yeah.
Okay. Lately, for whatever reason, she has developed a catchphrase. She loves to yell, "Hey, okay," at the most random of times. I love Alice. Could you guys, in unison, give her one big "Hey, okay" for her birthday, real loud, please? Regards, childless Uncle Henry Jenkins. P.S. Could Mike regale me with a quick Uncle Bill Sheehan story? Somehow I always seem to identify with him. All right, first of all, let's do for Alice McNeese. Hey, Alice, you're 4 years old. It's your birthday was last week, but happy birthday. And on the count of three, we're going to do your "Hey, okay" phrase. Ready? For Alice McNeese, the smartest kid in the world. 1, 2, 3. Hey, okay! There we are.
We're the best.
And Uncle Bill Sheehan. Well, there's so many Uncle Bill Sheehan
What's
stories.
the first one that comes to mind?
For whatever reason, because I've been in that kind of Debbie Downer mode up here, at my father's funeral, and my father passed because of complications due to COPD,
Right.
a lifelong smoker. The memory of coming out of the church right after my father's funeral and seeing my Uncle Bill Sheehan, like, really violently struggling with his lighter to light his cigarette in the passenger side with his lady Janine of the Volvo lighting his cigarette. It's like, can't get that cigarette lit fast enough, and he'd buy the farm like 6 months later or something like that. But Uncle Bill Sheehan would always regale us with the same jokes all the way, and because he had kind of a wandering eye, you'd always try to get around on one side of him so you figured he couldn't see you, and then you could escape. That's
I don't know that you've ever mentioned the lazy eye. That's sort of a new factor.
One eye. All right, I'll do it. I'll do it this way. So if he'd be looking at you, see how I'm looking at you straight right now?
Right.
Yes.
He'd say, hey, let me tell you about those Volkswagens. Hitler killed a lot of people in the world, but that Volkswagen Beetle, he sure is killing a lot more people with that car. and I'd be like,
Bill.
okay, Uncle Bill. There. That's an Uncle Bill. Didn't know you hadn't heard that one. Hey,
That's
guys,
great.
I'm 66 years old. I've already issued Justin Bieber challenges to both Betty White and Carl Reiner. I think I can take Betty, but I'll have to figure out how to get Carl out of his wheelchair. I have a birthday coming up, which always reminds me to re-up my annual subscription to the bonus show, but I'm curious. My question is, what happens in the case of death? Not mine, Mike's. Is there some sort of prorated refund? I like Rob and Oscar together on the show, but without Mike, 5 shows a week might be enough.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. How dark is this? As a card-carrying member of the Men of Larger Carriage Club, thick blood, big-boned muscle weighs more than fat, I know we have to consider the risks. Please advise. Thanks, I'll hang up and listen. Rick Potter of Odessa, Florida.
Mike, we talked
Dark
about this
Oscar?
offline in your first surgery, when you went in for your first hip surgery.
Okay.
And
did you talk about it or did I talk about it?
We talked about it offline, and I can share, I think, with respect to the both of you, what we said.
Yeah.
No refunds.
No refunds. There you go. Deal
All
with it.
sales are
Okay.
final.
Smart ass.
But we'll keep your name on the show.
Thank you. Hi, Mike, Rob, and Oscar. I have a few things to say to you guys. First off, to my brother Chris, happy 54th birthday. He has the same birthday as Mike, June 22nd. He is about the best brother any guy could ever have or even wish for. Through it all, we've managed to stay close friends, and he's a big Mike O'Mara fan, too. He even gave me a picture for my birthday of Mike and Don when they came to Sacramento and broadcasted from Andy Enberg's house many years ago. Love you, my brother. Next, happy birthday, Mike. I've been a fan since 94. I stumbled across the show one day, a strip trivia episode, and needless to say, I was hooked. I've been listening ever since. This might sound corny, but Mike, Rob, and now Oscar have been a very important part of my life. You give comical relief that saves me from the chaos that life can throw at a person. I've had incredible ups and downs and extreme challenges, but through it all, I've been lucky enough to be in earshot of you guys. As a result, I felt compelled to email and wish you a happy birthday on this milestone day for you and to let you know just how appreciated you've been. And the show is better than ever. Thanks so much, Alan Bauer, Chico, California. Thank you very much,
Very nice,
Alan.
isn't
That's
it?
very nice. Straight
Very
ahead,
sweet.
nice letter. We'll take as many of those as we can get. Greetings to all, the next letter says, and happy birthday season. My husband's son and I all celebrate birthdays in June. Since we add in Father's Day and our anniversary, we basically eat cake all month. Yay! This year is special, however, since our son Mitchell turns 18 on June 29th. He can serve his country now.
Yes, and
there you
smoke.
Go. And smoke and buy cigarettes in the 7-Eleven.
Right.
He also graduated high school, earned his black belt in karate, and was accepted into all 3 colleges he was considering. He will attend George Mason in the fall.
Yes.
He is bright and funny and capable, and like many his age, he doesn't yet realize just how great he is. I wish he believed in himself and his future as much as I do. We would love it if another mom who believes in her son unconditionally could wish him happy birthday and let him know that his future is bright. Jackie and Sly Stallone have such a nice mother-son relationship. Love to you all. Chris Peter, no. Statute of limitations.
Oh,
Sorry,
really?
Peter.
That's
Oh,
sad,
stop.
right?
Oh, my, I know you want that. Yeah, Mitchell, be good to your mother and father. Yeah. It's for the birds. You don't believe in yourself. You got accepted all 3 colleges, Mitchell. Go serve your country after that. Gentleman, next letter says, It is my first time in the mailbag, and for a stupid reason, I was watching Nanny McPhee Returns. Wow. That's an interesting choice because it reminds me of my children when they were young. I'm a sucker like that. Mike, I realized that Villanelle from Killing Eve plays a child in Nanny McPhee Returns. She looks so familiar, and I finally placed her. She is excellent in both roles, worth a peek. I mentioned Saran Jones all the time. I have to mention that actress, too, who's Villanelle in Killing Eve. She's fantastic. That's Tom in Winchester, but she's in a lot of different shows.
Time to dust off your Nanny McPhee DVDs, Mike.
Oh, I love Nanny. I watched Nanny McPhee with my daughters. I actually watched it.
Oh.
Very Emma Thompson, right?
That's right.
That
I
was
believe
Nanny
you're right.
McPhee.
Mhm.
I hold in my hand the final letter.
Hi-yo!
Yes.
Hi-yo!
May a herpetic warthog rub uglies with your uncle. Anyway,
uncle.
I don't know. Who knows? Mike, I get flustered talking on the phone, and I don't drink, so I'm reluctant to call the Yak Shack. However, it's not a prereq. The majority of Yak Shack calls are not drinkers.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you don't have to drink to call the Yak Shack.
We have a ton of sober callers.
Yes.
Yeah, mostly.
I think.
Thank you.
We can't count for any.
Do I feel like? Why do I
meds.
feel like I'm being accused of drinking with this? You know,
No, you're fine.
I'm sober. However, I do have a suggestion for you. It involves your flarp.
Ah,
right.
hello, old friend.
This is what he's talking about. This is flarp noise putty.
Yes.
Store bought.
There it is.
Not
All
homemade.
right.
Yeah, from
Store-bought.
Chesapeake,
All right.
Virginia.
All right. Let me see if I can get the. That sounds like something else.
Oh, Mike, how dare you?
Has little Michael ever asked for that back?
No, he's cool. He's got lots of toys. Anyway,
For now.
he's not getting it back.
Until they all come into the air studio.
Yeah.
That's right.
I come from a family of flarp aficionados, and this technique provides endless hours of adolescent-level fun. I cop to it. I'm an old guy, but
You're a man
I'm
of
like
the
a
people,
little kid. Take the flarp out of the cup, work it with your hands to soften, then return the flarp to the cup. All right, hold on just a second. All right,
That's a pro tip.
That's
right.
that. By the way, that's the flarp when you take it out.
It looks delicious.
These are just my hands.
Don't
that have
just
been
look
on
at it, eat it.
That's right. Is it non-toxic?
I should sure hope so. It's probably made in China. Let me look.
Mostly made of lead.
Yeah, made in China. Of course, it's
Of
made
course.
in China. So the answer is no. It is not non-toxic.
Okay. It's a
It
double
is
negative,
toxic.
but very clear.
Okay, so take the flarp out of the cup, work it with your hands to soften, then return the flarp to the cup. But here's the key: don't use the entire amount. I love it. This is the best. This is the best mailbag letter in months. That leaves room for more air, okay? So work with your hands, but here's the key. Don't use the entire. Experiment with 2/3 to 3/4. Okay, this is about that. There you go.
All right.
That back in. All right.
Work it, baby. Warm it up.
This is great. All right, so this leaves room for more air and thus greater tones and effects. And remember, the more pliable the flarp, the better. Oh, see, right away. Oh, yes, see, right away. It's brilliant. The better the result. Give it a whirl, and I'm sure you'll be pleased with the outcome. All right, hold on a second. This is...
Now that sounds like you've got bubbling guts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're working it, baby. Magic. The magic is in the air.
Arby's. We have the meat. There you go. Thank you. Janet Ward of Rochester, New York. We can take a break now. I'm very happy. That's it. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, sirree. It was a cold night up here in the studio, so yeah, I had to work it a little bit. Work it. And then you can take the rest of it and you can put it on your forehead. Hi. Matches my shirt.
Yeah,
You really
perfect.
have. You have coordinated lovely.
As you listen to the song stylings of Mr. Buddy Rich, I'll do my face fans. There it is, everybody. Hi, how you doing, man? I'm a cool dude. All right, hope this looks well. All right. We'll take a break and come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
It's Political Persuasions.
Hey, it's Chris Freitz with Political Persuasions. This week, Mike and I talk about the instability in Iran. How much of a threat is it? Plus, Mike was against Elizabeth Warren before he was for her. He
Not
tells
for
us
her,
why he's
Chris.
changed his tune and flip-flopped, plus warning lights for Joe Biden's campaign. Tune in.
You can download Political Persuasions at politicalpersuasions.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
Who hooked me up with a millennial to do that show?
I love
Anyway,
when you talk to the promos.
welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Third Love. If you need a bra, look no further than Third Love. You will get a perfect fit guaranteed thanks to Third Love and their Fit Finder quiz. Just answer a few simple questions online, and you'll find your perfect fit in 60 seconds. Plus, more sizes than most other brands, and true convenience. Skip the trip and try it on at home. Nice. Skip the. Let me say that the way I should.
Please.
Look, I'll be honest with you. This is Mike. Carla loves this product. Right? But I'm the one that's tasked with telling you about it.
Right.
And it's basically me telling you about bras. And sometimes I get a little level of uncomfortable talking about it, but I know how great the product is.
Yes.
So let me try that line again. Skip the trip and try it on at home. Nice. Third Love bras feature lightweight, super thin memory foam cups. Only Third Love has them. Also, straps that don't slip. And tagless labels mean no itching. There is a 100% fit guarantee. If after 60 days you don't love it, return it and Third Love will wash it and donate it to a woman in need. Carla loves hers, and you're going to love your Third Love bra. Third Love has a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they're offering our listeners 15% off their first order. Go to thirdlove.com/TMOS right now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/TMOS for 15% off, and we thank you. Let's get an update from the Spiewak household to find out just how well the things are going, and I sure hope you're coming around on that department store that your son's
Grocery
working at.
store, you see.
Grocery store, yes. Well, it's like a department store. They have so many wonderful things there.
They sure do have everything, Mike, and I know because I walked the entire floor of it on Saturday.
Oh,
okay. All right.
yeah.
Did you go because your kid works there? Is
Yeah,
that why
well,
you went?
what happened
All right.
is he finally passed knife safety. So he is, as you recall, that took 2 tries.
What was? Did he ever discuss with you what the
details.
what the issue was, or did you get that?
He
into
was
the weeds?
he was sheepish about it. He said, "I just wasn't paying attention during the training video. I guess I don't know." And then he sort of faded and walked away. I said, "But you got it right on the second time." And I hear from across, "Yeah, I did. Okay,
Big
bye."
win.
See,
Big
that is
win.
why your kids dig you and my kids don't dig me. Because if
Your
my kid
kids
had
love
failed,
you.
My kids, but I can be a pain in the ass. When my daughter was up here all weekend with her water diet,
yes.
By the end of the thing, and when Elizabeth came into town and said, your eyes look a little jaundiced, I started to freak out about it and the whole water diet. And then I really grilled Catherine on Saturday about it, about everything in her life. And I pepper my kids with questions. And being a part-time dad and raising them as a part-time dad, you do not do that. You are not burdened with that. I am burdened with question. You go in there. Well, you better work harder, Robert, and take that again. And then you go off and buy a microphone.
Well, what I do is I focus on the big issue. The big issue is that he ultimately passed.
I want the minutia. I want to know what the deal is. So I would have said, well, what specifically challenged you in the area of knife safety?
Well, because you're a fixer. You want to find out where the weakness is and double down on, hey, look, if it's the measurement or the grade of the knife, we should talk about that because that's going to be important in the future.
Were you handling the knife like Ruprecht and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
Why is the cork off the knife?
Let me see your hand, son. Are there marks on there?
Thank you. With it right in the eye. But anyway, so he passed.
Yeah,
so now
it turned out on the first time through he misspelled the word tourniquet. No, I'm kidding. That's not really.
He's in the clear. Right?
Yes, he is. And we have, he has his driver's license, but he has no car. So there are times that I've got to pick him up or drop him off at work. Carrie got him to work on Saturday. Saturday was his first day behind the counter. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to a Wegmans, but they have everything that a grocery store has.
Are they nationwide?
And
Are they
more.
Nationwide?
Well, yeah, because they're based in Upper New York, Northern New York. So I don't know how far around the country they go, but they do have.
You mean upstate New York?
Yes, Upper New York.
The most luxurious grocery store you could dream of, and that's Wegmans.
And so if you go in and if you take a hard left, they have a pizza counter where you can buy prepared pizza.
Pizza bar.
Yeah, pizza bar. They have a coffee bar. They have a sandwich bar, and that's where Robert is a sandwich jockey. So I go to pick him up. He's to be working until 5, and I get there at about 4. I call my mom. She says, "Oh, you're going to go see him work? Can I come?" I say, "Sure, let's have a party."
Yeah, who wouldn't? I'd be right there with you. I'd come if I had a free afternoon. I'd love to go watch him behind the counter. I went to one of his basketball games.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
90 stores across 6 states, Mike.
Oh, so 6 states.
Only 6 states.
So all Eastern Seaboard?
New York, Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and Virginia.
Eastern Seaboard.
Oh, wow. So it's not even close to nation. Well, most grocery store chains are regional.
I know stores is a
For
lot
example,
of stores.
Piggly Wiggly, Mike. Only in the South.
Yeah. The South, the deep South.
The deep South.
Shoppers Food Warehouse.
Yeah.
Well, that's out of business.
R.I.P.
Some attribute that to when I was the Shoppers Food Warehouse top quality tomato.
If you were to graph the success of SFW
with total warehouse prices every day.
We had a great Shoppers in Leesburg that had a great Hispanic section. They had the Inca Cola, the candles.
My people love Shoppers. Absolutely love
Choppers.
them. My mom loved Choppers.
And so,
did Shoppers have the colossal donut?
Yes.
Shoppers had the colossal donut.
Yes.
They had that going for them, which was nice.
It wasn't enough to save it. It was close, though. You know what it did? It fought off the disaster for a little while.
Put a band-aid on Manassas. That ought to tell you everything you need to know. All right.
I'm sure it was a top earner.
Yeah, exactly. Big earner.
They had colossal donuts and used tires.
Right. Yes, sir. They had all the major, they had all the major grocery chains. They had Safeway.
Sure.
They had. They still they have 2 or 3 Giant Foods.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Giant. Safeway seems so 10 years ago.
Food Lion. God, you can have Food Lion.
Yeah.
Is that still? That's not a thing anymore, is it? Food Lion.
I think it's still alive.
I think it's still a thing. They had that. They were the first ones to get really slammed for bleaching their ham. Remember that?
For tainting their food to make it last longer.
Did you have a Harris Teeter in Manassas?
Yes. Yeah, we did. Yes.
It's a good outfit, that Harris Teeter. But anyway, we're talking.
See, you like that. I like Wegmans better than Harris. You like Harris Teeter. I thought Harris Teeter was nothing.
So
it didn't have anything.
Let's get back to Wegmans. So I get there, and Robert doesn't know I'm getting there an hour early to pick him up. So I get to sort of sidle up and watch him. And I have to admit, he cuts a pretty dashing figure in his Wegmans hat and his shirt.
Did he know you were watching him? Were you able to observe? Oh, good. Okay.
In the wild.
So you got a little observant time?
Yeah, I got to see him hand off a sandwich, not actual sandwich preparation, because by the time I got there, 4 o'clock on a Saturday is not prime sandwich time. So it wasn't slim, but he had been working really hard. He said the line was 5 and 6 deep all afternoon.
You didn't see him prepare a sandwich?
No, I will. Mind
you, I will. Why would you order a sandwich from him for the cause?
Because I didn't want a sandwich.
Okay.
And so I did approach him, But here was the great thing. I approached the counter with my mom, and it's the concept my father came up with. You don't recognize people when they're out of context. And the perfect example is if you see a school teacher, like in a mall. You're like, hey, I know that person. Why are they? Oh, because I know them from school. Well, Robert did not expect to see me and my mom, so he turned around and he says, welcome to Wegman Cat. And he was going to say, can I help you?
That's cool.
And he's there with what appeared to be another sandwich jockey and I believe a manager.
Sandwich jockey.
But you
got to make it sound like the 50s. You make it sound like the 50s. Was he wearing a paper hat?
He's issued a Wegmans hat, which is a baseball style hat, which serves the same purpose as like
Not
a
bad.
hairnet. And he has a long sleeve button down Wegmans shirt and a short sleeve shirt. He was wearing the polo shirt that day.
Okay.
And I looked at him and I said, how's it going? He says, Dad, it's been so busy. It's been so busy. I said, well, yeah, that's why you work.
Did he say that in a positive or negative
Yeah,
way?
well, I think he marveled a little bit. I think it was much more than he expected. I said, you holding up
Welcome
okay?
to Wegmans,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. He said, you holding up okay? He says, yeah, but I'm getting a blister on my foot. I said, well, that'll be better when you get your Wegmans provided shoes. He says, I know, Monday. So he will eventually get his Rockports or whatever he got. And so I said, okay, we'll pick you up at 5. And my mom was there. And I have to admit, it's pretty cute. And, that's not a great thing to say about a 16-year-old son, but that's the best
I
word
know,
for it.
but he's
It's
your
like
boy.
it's like a Boy Scout uniform moment. And it's impressive, and I'm proud of him. And we walk away, and I watch him, dealing with people and talking to his manager. And I say, okay, he seems happy. This is cool. He's got a job. This is what we wanted. He went through the interview process. He did the whole application deal by himself. And so, good. I've got an hour to kill. Let's walk this store and see what I can find. And I still, after walking the store, have big problems with it. I like their selection. Some of their prices are good. But know this, ladies and gentlemen, every time you go there, they're playing you. They are playing you. For example, there is no reason that cottage cheese, cream cheese, butter, and sour cream should be in 4 distinct locations in their dairy section. Because you know why? They want you to walk the entire dairy section. They want you to see all the cheeses. They want you to see all the breakfast meats. They want you to see.
Don't they all do that?
No,
Costco does that to us.
No, they don't. Costco has at least an organizational theory. Now, they'll make you walk
The entire store.
the entire
So
store,
you're saying
but
if
it's
you want like yogurt and you want cottage cheese, you'll have to go in 2 totally
spread out. As a
different-
matter of fact, I didn't understand this. Why is cream cheese on a separate kiosk refrigerator? I don't know. Shouldn't it just be there? I'm walking around in figure 8s trying to find something to put on. By the way, great bagels, not cheap, but great.
That's
I
your
like them.
son's employer you're talking about.
I
there,
know,
my
and you know
boy.
what? And that's how they're raising enough money to pay him because they're getting all the money out of our pockets.
What is
folks.
minimum wage in Virginia?
It's nothing. That's the absolute minimum they
Really?
can pay. No, I don't
curious.
know. I think is it $8.75?
What
now?
does your son get paid, if you don't mind me
I
asking?
think it's around 12.
These are the details you would want to know. As
Why?
a father, I imagine.
No, it's not his. It's not in his DNA. He doesn't. I know down to the penny. And I
know it's
because
time and a
wouldn't be-
half on
'cause-
holidays and Sundays.
There you go.
I know that.
But then again, I don't know what my daughter gets paid when she's bartending in New York. So I don't
True,
really know
true,
that.
true,
you know,
true, true.
I'd be much more likely to know the cost of a drink than what she's getting paid.
Well, Mike, I can tell you
That's
that. I can tell you
Now,
that.
I have to say, as you've been doing, we have to go to break here. But, as
But
you've
real
been doing
quick,
that,
I have to say one last
Yes.
thing about Wegmans.
Go ahead, yes.
If you think for a moment they are not playing you for a fool, the next time you're walking in the aisle, why are the signs perpendicular to what's in the aisle? You should be able to see the sign as you look down the aisle to see
You're
whether
right.
you want to turn right or left.
I will give you that.
They
They don't do that.
Absolutely are screwing you. So there you
They
go.
want
And buy
you
a
to
sandwich.
walk every. They
Yeah.
want you to walk every inch of that store
It lacks organization purposely.
so you can buy more. That's the way.
In
they
the middle,
do it.
in the middle of the store. What are these salt shakers? Oh, that's fun.
Mike,
Du-du-du-du.
you're familiar with the area here, right? And the Fannie Mae building that used to be up across the street from Sidwell Friends on Wisconsin Avenue, near the cathedral.
All right.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
are building a Wegmans there,
Oh.
right up the street.
Wow. So you can shop on the way home, Rob.
That'll be good. I'll have a good place to go and just scream and cry.
All right, that's good.
So what
While
about your
you've been
flarp?
telling this story, I have been kneading and this flarp amount of the
Full
3/4
circle.
amount
Yeah.
to a warm, to almost a room temperature quality. It's still got a little chill to it,
Right.
But now I've got it, and this is now the perfect.
Oh, there we go.
That's nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was really worth it, wasn't it? Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap things up here on the Mike O'Mara Show, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings from Moscow.
Vladimir.
This is your Russian BFF, Vladimir Putin. Here in Mother Russia, all is well. Comrades are enjoying temperate climate, cordial government, and much cabbage and state-provided cheese. Never you are hungry. Everything we have here, except for one thing. We do not have O'Mara Mike Show podcast. State-controlled internet is limited to WebMD and right-wing game compulsive.
Stop it.
Lucky for you, you can get personal and close-up contact with Mike, Robsky, and Mario on November 16th in Las Vegas, Nevada, at Most Excellent Zippos headquarters. Get tickets at MikeO'MaraShow.com. This is second show that is different from first show. Go to both. You'll be glad you did. That was funny, yes? Russia for Russians and TMOS for all. Nostrovia.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Liquid IV. I'm drinking it right now.
Yes.
I love this stuff. I left my Liquid IV up here in Maine, and I was so thrilled when I saw it in the pantry, and I love it. I don't know if there's a shelf life on it. You'll have to check that on your package yourself, but
It's
I love
never
Liquid
lasted
IV.
long enough in my house to need a shelf life, Mike. It's
I'm
that
drinking
good.
it right up here. I'm drinking it now. I love it. Now that the warm weather is here and you'll be outside all the time, you need Liquid IV more than ever. Liquid IV hydrates you 2 to 3 times faster and more efficiently than water alone, with an added bonus of vitamins C, B3, B5, B6, and B12. Liquid IV is the fastest growing wellness brand. You can find it everywhere, even Costco. Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier is sold at all Costco's nationwide. It is a healthy alternative to traditional sugary sports drinks because it has no artificial flavors or preservatives. It's non-GMO, it's vegan, it's free of gluten, dairy, and soy. You'll love the flavor, you'll love the taste, and it's so, so delicious. And it hydrates you. You will actually get the same level of hydration as drinking 2 to 3 bottles of water with one Liquid IV. I love it, and I know you will too. Right now, our listeners get 25% off at liquidiv.com when you use our code TMOS at checkout. Go through our website. You can get there that way. That's 25% off anything you order at the Liquid IV website. Go to liquidiv.com and enter the promo code TMOS to get your savings and start getting better hydration. That's liquidiv.com, promo code TMOS. Don't wait. Start properly hydrating today, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we just have a couple of seconds here to discuss very, very different things going on. But I am on the first day, yesterday, full day of sugar withdrawal. Over the weekend, the 60th birthday gala, I mainlined sugar. The sugar has been, I've been out of control with sugar.
Was there cake?
There was at my sister's house. My sister made a homemade blueberry pie.
Oh,
and,
God, wow.
My wife and daughter made one of my all-time favorites, which you probably don't know, Rob Spiewak. My mom, God rest her soul, used to make pineapple upside-down cake. And that used to be my fave.
That's a great cake.
So there was that. There was pineapple upside-down cake. There was blueberry pie. There were chocolate chip cookies. It was a smorgasbord. And, of course, the occasional ice cream orgy. And yesterday, it was cold turkey. And I feel already better. I think it's
good.
I think sugar is a body bomb. I really do. I think if you overdo sugar, I think it causes inflammation. I think it makes your joints feel crappy. I believe that.
That liquor world we live in sometimes where you've got sugar.
Well, it metabolizes.
So much sugar,
all
right?
alcohol metabolizes to sugar.
Now, there's a little sugar. You know, I'm drinking. I was talking about the Liquid IV. The sugars like this are not. They're not the kind of sugar. I'm talking about pies, cakes, desserts. That
they're not
mainlining
complex.
sugar. You know, or drinking a sugary soft drink. That's not a cool thing.
The thing that always gets you always complain about pancakes because with pancakes comes syrup.
Pancakes.
Pixie sticks.
So Sunday, Catherine
wax bottles
drops her sister off, Elizabeth, at the airport. Stops by Tim Hortons.
Yes.
Oh,
hello, old friend.
Tim Hortons. Thank you. Tim Hortons Donuts, and brings a dozen back. And, I'm letting Carla sleep in, and I'm sitting there waiting for my daughter to get back. And then my daughter goes off to catch a nappy poo.
Did you know
and
that the
it's
donuts
just
were
me.
coming when she came back? Or was that a surprise?
When I called her to see how everything was going, she said, Dad, I'll be home shortly. I'm waiting for Tim Hortons to open.
Oh, wow.
And I said, "Oh, don't do that." So she came back with a dozen, and I dove in.
I'll unwrap these.
Within 15 minutes, I was in a coma. I literally
How
was.
many did
I
you
was
have?
functioning. 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 4.
That's pretty good for you.
Yeah.
That is pretty
At that
good.
moment of the day.
That is because no one would notice.
The first session.
You could fold the box
First session.
down to like maybe a 6-pack. You could have killed 6. And been
Yeah,
like,
I could have
she only-
killed
she
6.
only brought
Didn't kill 6.
Good boy.
But immediately, I mean, I was gone, and I said, "Why am I so tired? Why am I dragging? Why am I so tired?" So I just want to say, after a day without, I look forward to getting back on track and having a reason. I'm more energetic during the show.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more last week, the week before my birthday, is I'm eating everything that wasn't nailed down, and I'm doing. It feels good. I feel strong. I feel vital. I do not feel like an old man today.
We
So,
ordered.
sugar.
We Postmated the Krispy Kreme donuts last Thursday.
During political persuasions,
Yes,
they
yes,
arrived. You
yeah.
killed me. You put 3 in front of me, and I said, I can't eat these
It was
now.
pretty phenomenal.
Oh, they're amazing.
There's nothing like a donut.
What I
It's amazing.
didn't experience, and I haven't had this in some time.
What's that?
Because we don't get donuts that much.
No.
Is the warm donut.
Oh, my God.
The gentleman arrived, and Postmates, look, they've been advertising for some time. We just haven't talked about them in this fashion. This is not a paid advertisement.
Right.
He came.
But they could advertise on the Mike O'Mara show.
Postmates does.
Yeah, they do.
They do. They do.
Yeah. Well, put another one on. Put an extra on.
When the guy showed up, this is the first time I've seen this happen. Like a pizza, because I've never had donuts delivered, but like a pizza, they had an actual warming bag.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I said, "What is this?" He goes, "Oh, fresh and
So
warm."
they delivered the Krispy Kreme warm to
Yeah.
you?
Warm.
You don't know.
And
They
when
have
you
that
eat those,
sign.
they melt. They don't.
Yes.
They don't exactly chew. They
Yes.
melt.
They have a
Yes.
sign at the Richmond Krispy Kreme. It's on Boulevard, I believe. No, it's on Broad Street. The red sign that would go on for hot donuts, responsible for more illegal U-turns in this town of Richmond than anything I've ever seen. That sign goes on, and you're there. You got to go there. It's amazing.
I housed 2, and then the same thing happened. An hour later, I'm like, "Man,
Yep.
I'm so
Crash and burn.
tired."
If I'm
Crash
not
and burn.
mistaken, we did a Krispy Kreme drive-through during one of the Elvis shows, and I might have eaten like 10.
Yep. Yep.
It was, because they just dissolved. They're
yeah.
amazing.
But
And
the interesting thing with Rob is he actually flew after that. He flew. He levitated. He actually flew. It was special to watch. He didn't have a crash. It was great.
Like
And
he
Mike,
was-
I
he
could-
was powering up.
and I could hear color. I could actually hear the colors.
Right. I'm just playing with my flarp.
I
I'm just
know.
having a good time.
He's got new technique.
Stop that!
Like,
What are you, Da Vinci?
I'm just having fun. We'll take a break.
Yes,
We'll
I'm
take a
just
break. Come
having
back
fun.
with news you may
I know
not
how to
mean.
sculpt.
I'm 60. We'll take a break and come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, it's me, intern Dahlia.
Hi, Dahlia.
You know how everyone always says that the best things in life are free?
Yes.
Well, that's just communism infiltrating American culture. In America, we pay for things because if we don't, the commies are going to replace every American flag with the hammer and sickle. Do you, our loyal listener, want your independent wealth stolen by Soviet ideals? I think not. So buy the Mike O'Mara bonus show. Pay for your entertainment, like a red-blooded American should. Thank you.
Thank you, Dahlia. That was lovely. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by our Vegas show. So, the Walt Disney Corporation dropped a teaser trailer for a new reimagined version of The Lion King.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo.
Oh my God.
If I said I was excited about it, I'd be a Lion King. Get it? Because I'd be lying to you. Hardy har, hardy har. You see, I require original ideas and all new entertainment, like the stuff you'll see at the TMOS 10th Anniversary Spectacular.
Right.
You may even see women shaking their Hakuna Matatas. Can you feel the love tonight? Remember, you can still get a ticket for the TMOS 10th Anniversary Spectacular on Saturday night, November 16th, 2019. The entire TMOS crew at the Zappos corporate headquarters with an amazing all-new show. Don't miss out. You will not get another opportunity, so buy now. Tickets are on sale now at MikeO'MaraShow.com until they sell out, and this will sell out.
It will.
Absolutely.
It will.
You need to be there. And remember, the TMOS 10th Anniversary Spectacular is brought to you by Zappos, where we're James Earl Jonesing to see you.
I like The Lion King, so I'm into this.
CNN. This is all right.
News.
Boo. Today is the 10th anniversary of Michael Jackson's death. Farrah Fawcett died that same day, but her death was totally overshadowed by Michael's. Anyway, YouGov.com conducted a poll to find out how we're feeling about Michael these days, especially with the recent documentary. Here are the results. 28% of people think Michael's legacy took a hit from the child molestation allegation, but 44% think it stayed about the same, and 12% believe it got better. Do we believe the allegations?
Better?
39% of us do,
Weird.
but an even larger number, 41%, say they don't know, and 21% say they don't believe he's guilty. We are in a culture of celebrity.
Yes.
We're in a weird, bizarro time in our history. I
Also,
believe that with all of my heart. I really
Not an easy question to answer. If you've never watched Leaving Neverland, the documentary, then, and we talked about it at length here, then it's hard for, at least for me, who has consumed that,
right,
to justify and the, hey, we're just gonna separate the music from the man. It's hard for me.
I can't.
Yeah, and I'd like to see everybody that was in that survey, if they watched that documentary, I'd like to see what the results would be after that. Lexi Robbie. Does anybody know Lexi Robbie? She's the 7-year-old actress who plays Tony Stark's daughter, Morgan in Avengers Endgame. I think that's the correct pronunciation.
They're making her famous. She's not that famous.
Apparently, people are bullying her and her family, both in person, online. It's unclear why they're getting hate. It's probably just because she's famous now, and even though she's still a kid, people probably expect stuff from her out in public. What? She's 7 years old.
7 is so little.
Her alone. And Mike, I saw this story this past weekend on I think the Nightly News that there's a few towns now that are fining parents from when their kids like over bully other kids. Like, because they're not taking care of telling their kids to stop bullying other kids.
So they're fining the parents?
Yeah, they're fining the parents
fault?
like a ticket.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that's interesting. That's overstepping a bit, but I don't know. I'd love to know the
I don't know how you could
particulars
prove
of that.
it, but that's it's a good notion if it stops it.
Pretty crazy.
Lexi Robbie posted a video on Instagram where she apologizes for how she messes up when she's out in public sometimes. What do you mean? You're 7, sweetie. Don't worry about that. She adds, quote, "Please don't bully my family or me.
People are jealous.
The kids shouldn't
They're
have to do this.
just jealous.
God almighty, God. But it's also the area of consumerism.
Yeah.
It's this type of people that consume this crap. She also posted this an anti-bullying image on her site. Lexi's mother runs her account, and she posted a long caption explaining how they're not always able to stop and talk to fans. So it might have something to do
be
with
proud, tough guys that are bullying a 7-year-old online. Be proud.
Ridiculous. There's a website called Cameo where you can get brief, personalized video messages from celebrities for a price, of course. So who's the most expensive celeb on the list? Any guesses?
Oh,
Any guesses?
God. See, I might know.
You got to
the
remember they're going to be on this
Mike,
site.
I know the answer. I know the answer because I took a deep dive on Cameo.
We discussed it on a bonus show once. I can't remember who's the most expensive.
Caitlyn Jenner, a video from her will set you back $2,500.
Oh, wow.
See, I was going to say Charlie Sheen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's on there. Sounds like a ton, especially since a lot of people would think would be more popular and they're significantly
how
less.
How much for Doug Kammerer?
If you're somewhere,
I'd take one.
the
dreamboat.
TV anchor. If you're somewhere closer to the $500 range, you can get Brett Favre, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Billy Zane.
Billy Zane, does it come with a time machine to go back to when he mattered?
Wesley Snipes and Snoop Dogg.
I like that.
Snoop Dogg for $500?
Mike, quick sidebar. Caitlyn Jenner. And by the way, the show The Hills just premiered yesterday. If you're an MTV fan or you're my age,
Reimagination of The Hills?
the new Hills, which is pretty damn good. Just watched it this morning. Did you know Brody Jenner, who's Caitlyn Jenner's son, is on that show, and he started dating a girl named Caitlyn, who he's now married to, and then his dad, I guess transitioned, and named herself Caitlyn after his son's fiance was named Caitlyn.
That's an
It's always
honor.
embarrassing at Thanksgiving. You say, Caitlyn, pass the biscuits, and they bang knuckles in the middle of the table. It's always weird. Gary Busey and Charlie Sheen are only $350.
Yeah.
In the 100 to 150 range, you can snag Gilbert Gottfried, Neo, Tommy Chong, and Joey Fatone. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's fascinating.
The son brings that up. He goes, yeah, it's not a big deal that my dad transitioned and named himself Caitlyn after he knew the Caitlyn in my life for about a year.
Yeah, very odd.
Well,
very strange.
They could share cufflinks? I don't know. Same
The
initials.
name change, not the trans thing.
No, the name.
Please.
The name.
Yeah, Mike.
According to a new study out of England, drinking coffee just might help you burn off fat. Oscar, I know you're slamming it every day. The researchers found that coffee can stimulate something called brown fat in your body. That's a special kind of fat that heats up and burns calories. Brown fat! Now this is... All right, I'm sorry.
The diuretic. Diuretic.
I'm not using it anymore. I don't know how to use
flarp.
it. So a flarp. Very good.
You need
Researchers
to work
say,
harder, Mike, at your flarping.
I know. I have to pay more attention.
It's very wrist-oriented.
So this isn't a license to start drinking 2 dozen cups of coffee a day and hoping it makes you model skinny, but the researchers say more studies are needed. But for now, the link between coffee and burning fat does look promising. So
brown
that's going to
fat.
sell a lot of brown fat. That's going to sell a lot
And
of
you
coffee.
just named the show.
A new survey asked people their fave positive slang. No matter how old you are, you probably still use the words cool and awesome.
Yes.
Those two words tied overall. 56% of people rank them as one of the top 3 terms they use the most for positive slang. 62% of boomers, 62% of Gen Xers, and 47% of millennials. And third on all 3 lists was nice.
Nice.
So you got cool, awesome, nice. The top terms for boomers are awesome, cool, nice, neat, and superb. Neat. Superb. That's weird. For Gen Xers, it's awesome, cool, nice, neat, and wicked. For millennials, it's cool, awesome, nice, dope, and I don't want to do that. No, I just made that up. I'm sorry.
You know what?
It's cool, awesome, nice, dope, and neat.
What Robert busts out once in a while when he's really excited and he's got his guard up. He doesn't have his guard up. He says, "Oh man, that's beast."
Oh, I like beast.
That's beast.
That's beast. Yeah, I like that.
Older Americans more likely to say awesome, cool, superb, neat, and far out. far out, man. And young people are much more likely to use these 5 terms: dope, lit, fire, sick, and Gucci.
I can't get myself to say Gucci.
No,
I said fire. I said dope.
Every time I say lit, I get bad looks from everyone in the office. They say, "Please don't do that."
It does hurt.
Yeah, it does hurt.
I say lit, but it's usually when I'm going to bed after 3 Raging Lobsters. Dad is so lit. And now a little something. When we go to space to colonize other planets one day, a new study found that men will not be needed.
Take that, pony.
The researchers found that frozen sperm can survive in microgravity situations. So the colonies could be started by all-female crews traveling with a frozen sperm bank. On a related note, in about 3 months, the first test flights will begin exploratory missions to the planet Masiello. There you go. Just wanted to throw her name in there.
Yeah. The amazing thing, Mike, though, about that frozen sperm, it's so much better than the canned.
Yeah. Bird's eye.
Clarence Bird's
We
eye.
will take a break and come back with the Audio Vault right here on The Mike O'Mara Show.
Do you have a question, comment, or query for the Mike O'Mara Show? Or perhaps you're blackout drunk and need to express your verbal diarrhea? If so, call the Yak Shack at 888-920-MORE.
888-920-MORE. 888-920-MORE. 888-920-MORE. Call the Yak Shack today.
Oh, no. What are you
Playing
doing?
with my buddy. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. And now another pre-written commercial by Rob Spiewak. Brought to you by the bonus packages. It's a period of civil war. Rebel spaceships striking from a hidden base have won their first victory against the evil Galactic Empire. During the battle, Rebel spies managed to steal secret plans to the Empire's ultimate weapon, the Death Star. An armored space station with enough power to destroy an entire planet. Pursued by the Empire's sinister agents, Princess Leia races home aboard her starship, custodian of the stolen plans that can save her people and restore freedom to the galaxy. But she'd give up the plans in a second in exchange for a one-year subscription to the TMOS bonus show. It's Obi-Wonderful. You too can listen to a 6th Uncensored commercial-free episode of TMOS every week for just pennies. Order the TMOS bonus show and you'll be happier than the Cantina customers at Mos Eisley on Tatooine. Click the banner on our website and you'll get access to all of our bonus content and you'll be helping TMOS. So please buy the TMOS bonus show and may the comedic force be with you. The TMOS bonus show brought to you by the O-Cedar Easy Ring Spin Mop and Bucket System. O-Cedar makes your life easier. Thank you very much. And now let's get back to the show. Here's the audio vault with Rob Spiewak. Everybody,
makes your life easier. Hey, congratulations to the U.S. women's soccer team.
Oh, wow.
They beat Spain yesterday 2-1 and advanced to the quarterfinals. Here's the deal. They played a penalty kick at the end of the game that broke a 1-1 tie. It was very exciting.
Game on the line.
This is cool.
Rapinoe will strike. Rapinoe scores. 2-1 U.S. That's it. U.S. is going to the quarterfinals. A date with friends on Friday.
Be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's always cool.
A change for the team because they've been destroying their competition up until now.
So it's getting tighter now.
They, as Rob Spiewak likes to say, they had a real nail biter there.
They did.
They did. And they were nicer nails than like in the men's soccer.
Yeah.
Ruined a perfectly good manicure.
That's right. Absolutely. French manicure.
Mike, I know you love Shaquille O'Neal. Last night, were you all, I know all of America, well, the whole world was watching the NBA awards, whatever they are. And
I was watching the Boston Red Sox walk-off win against the Chicago White Sox. Thank you very much.
Ah, you got the fever again?
No.
World Series?
No.
Oh, okay. But Shaq hosted, and he had one opening monologue joke that I really enjoyed.
I've slimmed down, lost a lot of weight, almost 145 pounds. You want to know how I did it, Charles Barkley? I got divorced. Sharif, don't tell your mom I said that. But I give my ex-wife credit. She's a great housekeeper. She got to keep the house in Orlando, the house in Miami, and the house in L.A.
I had never heard the housekeeping joke before, and I love
Shaq
it.
really got divorced, huh?
Yeah.
That's such an old joke. I lost 145
Yeah, he lost 145-pound wife.
That's such an old.
Three homes.
Only Shaq can get. Yeah, 3 houses.
3 homes.
Wow. Not too bad, Shaq.
Before we play this next tape, I want you guys to know that the cat is okay. His name is Felix.
Okay.
He's a Minnesota cat, and his extraordinarily intelligent owner did not realize that Felix had climbed into the washing machine before she started the cycle.
My cat went through the wash cycle. He's our little miracle kitty, so
Baby
he's
talker.
praying for a full recovery. One godsend is it was on express wash, then heard a little meow. All of a sudden, I saw a little white back foot go up in the air, and I can't even tell you what that was like. But I mean, he must have slipped in there when I turned my back. We're not sure if he recognizes us yet. He's like leaning forward and wanting to be petted, so that gives me some hope that he knows somebody cares.
That's right. Her whites have never been whiter.
Yeah. Do you think there's any chance that happened because she's an airhead?
Maybe. Could be.
Okay. Just checking.
Surprised she knew how to start the washing machine.
Saw a little bitty paw, and then I talk like this. I'm an adult, but I talk like this even I'm a grown-up.
What do people talk like that?
Why would you go on the news with that story?
Also, later that day.
That voice. Well, fake the voice. When it came out,
Hi.
I saw the cat's paw.
Hi.
Yeah.
Then she opened her dishwasher and a goat came out.
Daddy.
So I know that we all have we all love to gamble and we have our particular vices. Do you ever play the lottery, like the pick 3 or the pick 4?
The regular, I play the Powerball.
Powerball, but not like the
ones.
little guys. My dad is a big guy for playing the lottery. My mom used to play the pick 3 here in D.C., and she had a strategy in that she would always play the number 444 because you didn't have to box it that way. Because, you know, if you played, say, 1, 2, 3, you can box it. That way you win if it's 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 2, 1. But if it's
That's
4, 4,
interesting,
4...
I thought your father only boxed women under 30 on Facebook.
I want to tell you.
I want to tell you, everybody. lottery. There you go. Friend me.
You went to high school with my son. How you doing?
Yay! Yay for you.
But this doesn't happen a lot. Check out the pick 4 North Carolina had over the weekend.
Now it's time for game number 2, the Carolina pick 4. Check your tickets. Here we go. Good luck. First winning number 0. Second pick 4, another 0. Third pick 4, another 0. And our final pick 4 is another 0. Thanks for playing.
Pick 4 was 0-0-0, and depending on how much you play, you won either $2,500 or $5,000. It was the biggest payout ever. So apparently for pick 4,
a lot of people play.
A lot of common
4 zeros.
Play 4 zeros. I've never seen it go down like that.
That's living too. Saturday night watching the North Carolina lottery.
Oh yeah.
Yes, right. 0-0-0-0.
I bet it goes. What do you think? Between Jeopardy and Wheel?
Probably, or late after the local news.
Could be. Did you know Jeff Goldblum has never played a video game?
I did not.
Weird.
I did not know that. No.
But here's what I love is that he's been on video games. He actually did something for Call of Duty. But if you go far enough back, the original Jurassic Park video game, he does a voice on it. And it's funny. He's never played a video game, but he's appeared on it.
Way to go. You made it through. You spent all that time, and now you're done. You did it. That's quite an achievement. Well, you are something. Thank you for sticking with it, for not giving up. That is really something. Now you know what you should do? Turn the thing off, for heaven's sakes, and go outside. Breathe the air, take a walk, call a member of the opposite sex. You know what I'm talking about. You know, you have a whole life out there. Get the stink blown off.
Cool.
Just go. Go, really. Turn off.
So when you beat the Jurassic Park game, he tells you to turn off the machine and go outside.
He maintained his artistic integrity on the game, on the video game, by giving that line.
So
go out and enjoy the world. There you go. What are you doing? You're sitting there. Get away from that tube. That's foolish.
And let's close with this, Mike, because you've had a preschooler graduate. I have, and this is from Twitter. It was all over the place yesterday. A preschool kid at a preschool graduation ceremony. Maybe he needs to learn his manners a little better.
Good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Shut the
Thank you.
You need to leave? No. Okay. Oh,
So she says, do you need to leave? He says, no, bitch.
Oh,
so one more time.
Again.
One more time.
Oh, my God.
parents. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Shut the No, thank you. No, thank you.
How about the dad that says, that's not nice? Although I would say, if I went through an entire year of preschool with a teacher that yelled like that,
yeah, give me a 3
I might do it.
Give me a 3 for.
Parents, good afternoon, boys and girls. Shut the No, thank you.
The Tony Soprano, hey.
Anyway, I'm sure he'll do well in the next graduation in 18 years. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a good Tuesday, everybody.
Oh, wow. That was a wild card. Oh, that's incredible.
Little
Thanks
Mike, they say the darndest things.
Oh, kids. Yeah. You can hear her tone, though. It's
Oh, I
like,
know.
Holy. Yeah, a couple of dads were thinking that in that audience. That's it. We got to get out of here. Don't forget, get our tickets to our second show. Very close to a sellout. We need you to fill that theater up. We are well over 3/4 of the way through. You don't want to be left out for our Saturday night, November 16th show in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Friday show already sold out. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Shut the
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
You know, I think I've turned a corner today, but it's for a purpose. It made me feel good about myself. It was like I did something constructive with my life or something. Like I accomplished something.
Are you okay? Yeah, sure. Yes, sir? Yes, sir. Now, did you say yes, sir? I think he said, yeah, sure. What'd you say, man?
Well, I said, yeah, sure, but literally what I said was, yeah, sure, sir.
So you are okay, then?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you just kiss my left nut?
The preceding program was not professional.